The Galaxy Z Fold 4 and the Galaxy Z Fold 5, and when you look at these two, not much separates them year over year. So what separates the Galaxy Z Fold 6 from these two devices? We're gonna find out in today's video, and we're gonna talk about the discussion of the foldable devices. As someone who's an Apple user that consistently switches to the Z Fold year after year, and not only as an Apple user, but as a Galaxy Note user, a longtime Galaxy Note fan, once a Note user, always a Note user. I know that the S Ultra lineup has somewhat taken the Galaxy Note spot. This is the new Note, but it's not quite the Galaxy Note. It's complicated, but it's what it is. Now, let's get into the Galaxy Z Fold 6, and let me share my thoughts and honest opinions about it, and whether or not the changes year over year has warranted the continued support. So, is there enough in this Z Fold 6 to make me, as a long-time Galaxy Note user and a current long-term Z Fold user, feel satisfied? That is the question. Did they do right by us Z Fold users? Now, on paper, not much has changed. Let's be honest. Ooh, you know, I went with the Samsung exclusive. Oh, it has a texture to it too. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm always constructive, and I'm always gonna be 100% honest. So, you know, sometimes it could come off in certain ways, but I'm thoroughly a fan of these devices. Oh my goodness, look how good this thing looks. Oh, I picked the right one. We still gonna cook it a little bit for sure. Don't let the excitement fool you, but wow, this is a nice, oh, this is the one, you guys. So Samsung has their Samsung exclusive ones, right? As you guys can see, this was a Samsung.com exclusive. It's not like the review units that you see everyone getting, the standard unit that you see most people buy with the, it had like the stainless steel aluminum or like the silver color border. This one had the matte black, and then we had the color backing. These look better. The Samsung.com exclusives are always like a better choice. I don't know if this was a Samsung.com exclusive. I don't remember. That was some years back. But, again, the Z Fold is a nice design. But I do have my personal, suggestions that would improve it. And we'll get into that in just a second. Let's go ahead and... Case in point, right here. This is where design change, in my opinion, can be for the better. Wait a minute. This thing is feeling kind of... Hold on. Let me see something around here. You know what I'm saying? Just, all right, you can't really tell much of a difference. But the front outer panel, in my opinion, needs to get wider and more closer to a traditional device. Like, it doesn't even have to be the full width of this, but closer to the width of this would equal, in my opinion, the Z Fold to die for. But boy, is this thing well designed. Oh, it looks so good this year. I'm not even gonna lie, it looks good this year. Let's fill our first close. And we have a flush closure. So it's not like Samsung has not made improvements to their design language. They have. It's very, like, you know, subtle improvements. And it does add to the overall user experience. Oh, this thing is, hold on, wait a minute. You guys gotta take a, oh, we got a little ding ding on the Z Fold 5. That shows you guys that these things can be dropped and still live. Now look at the gap. So this is where we see progression, right? Look at the gap on the Z Fold 4 right there on the closure. And then look at that seamless close on the Z Fold 6. Gotta love it. Gotta love that. I appreciate that. I do. I really do. Z Fold 5, even though it's close to flush, there's still a bit of a gap back there, but this bad boy is flush. Shout out to Samsung for that. This is a very well designed device. Like, the only thing that would make it absolutely perfect, like, just in my opinion, this is not what it has to be. You guys can vote with your comments down below if this thing was wider and the battery got bigger, and if we could fit an S Pen into the body due to that extra width. That right there, along with S Ultra caliber cameras. I'm just throwing this in there, man. This is my dream Z Fold. Let me cook. Let me dream. In peace. Samsung Nights. I know some of y'all with me. Samsung Nights, are you with me? All right, so this thing looks good. This thing looks absolutely fire. The next thing to do is just boot this bad boy up, get it completely set up, get my SIM card, you know, the eSIM transferred over, and then we're gonna have a further more discussion about the Z Fold 6. I'm not gonna lie, man. Listen, man, oh man. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Oh man, it looks so good. It's looking flush. It looks good. Maybe I was wrong a little bit on my preconceived, discussion. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. If I jump the gun a little bit, I'm gonna backpedal a couple steps, but I still stand on wider screen, bigger battery, and an S Pen in the body. All right, this is what a lot of you guys don't see once the camera is off or in between takes is the full setup and charge process. Literally have to charge everything and initiate the initial setup. So as you guys can see, that thing is only at 56%. Have to get everything transferred over to this bad boy, and then we'll get all this stuff talking in sync and fully charged before we mess around or have any type of discussion. You got to get everything right. So that's how I start my process with these devices. We got 82% ship on here. I don't know what the buds are at, and then this one was only at 56%. So yeah, we got a ways to go, but we're gonna get it done as usual. So as you guys can see, you can do the easy setup right here with either an iPhone, you can do it with a Galaxy device, or you can set it up manually. So I'm gonna do the easy setup with a Galaxy Android device. It says scan this QR code with your old phone. We're gonna scan this QR code, and as you guys can see, it just pops right up. Hit setup. We drew the pattern. It's gonna connect to Wi-Fi. We are going to transfer our SIM from another device, and here it is. So I have my SIM card in my S24 Ultra. Some of you guys may be wondering, when people review these devices, do they have SIM cards in them? At least I'm one of the few that actually does. Yeah, no issue with eSIM at all. Literally says SIM transfer to CJ's Z Fold 6. So we're gonna open up Smart Switch right here. And I want to use a cable for this transfer. So as you guys can see, I have the choice. I'm going to choose cable. And it's a super simple and easy process and setup. Now I can transfer over everything. It'll take an hour and 6 minutes. Or I can do a custom. I think I'm just going to transfer over everything, as this is taking over everything that this device did. So it's going to take an hour and 6 minutes, which sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, we are back with a fully set up Galaxy Z Fold 6. I'm all the way in the Apple ecosystem. I'm swimming in the Galaxy universe, all connected right here. And we got this bad boy. Design wise, outside of the little gripes that I mentioned, I'm gonna stand on those. I'm standing on business. This thing is nice. This is very well designed. I have this, I forget the exact name for this one, but it kind of has like this carbon fiber backing, but this makes going caseless so much easier. This thing looks nice without a case. It's almost like I have a case even though I do not have a case. Now, it's a little bit more shiny, reflective than I would have liked, and honestly, it probably would have been better if it was true aramid. I don't know if it is. It may be, actually. I don't know. Or if it would have been like true carbon fiber, like a matte carbon fiber, that would have made this look, in my opinion, a bit better. But it's fine the way that it is. It's just a bit more glossy and reflective than I anticipated. And outside of that, man, this thing is banging. This thing is nice. This thing is clean. This thing is, oh man, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice. It's really nice. Okay, let's cut to the chase. You guys know one of my biggest gripes when it comes to Samsung devices is the camera. So, did they do it? Did they get it right this year around? We are gonna find out. Let's get into the camera, baby. Let's take a selfie. First thing first. First selfie, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna change any settings. I'm not gonna go pro mode just yet. We're gonna see what Samsung is giving us. You know what I mean? Hand out. All right, first selfie taken, right? Let's go to portrait mode. Oh, that was portrait mode, was it? Oh, that was, okay. Well, let's do another one. As you guys can see, it asks you, do you want natural or warm? Second selfie, Now, I'm gonna redo the portrait mode because I didn't have it in RAW, so I want the RAW photo. My hand gesture is not working. Is it because I'm doing RAW photos? All right, looking directly in the camera. There's the portrait. You guys know on screen it's gonna look good. Of course it's gonna look good on screen. All right, players, this is the first selfie video on the brand new Z Fold 6. And you guys know how critical I can be of Samsung cameras. Again, no filters. I'm gonna tell it like it is. And you guys are gonna see, and you guys are gonna tell me what it is. So hit the comment section down below and let me know what y'all think. So now we got Pro mode, right? We got our Pro mode where we take control over everything. So we've locked our ISO, we've locked our white balance, and now I'm gonna take a pro photo on this bad boy. There you go. All right, I'm gonna do a pro video. How about that? Pro video on the selfie, really quick. All right, this is the pro video, first selfie on the Z Fold 6. And again, I'm gonna test all the modes. You guys are gonna see them. You guys are gonna hit me down in the comment section below and let me know about the quality you guys see. All right, let's flip it to the rear. Now the beauty about going to the rear is the fact that we can do this open selfie mode where we can control the rear camera, see it in all of its glory, have a viewfinder as you guys see, and record on the best camera. That's why I love this. Hand out. All right, let me look at that. Came out good. So we did portrait. Now we're gonna go into photo. Now in photo, on the rear camera, we can actually change our megapixel count. So we can go to 50 megapixels, which I'm all about. You guys already know, I want that swag. Now I'm letting the AI, or I'm letting Samsung camera do its thing. Okay, on that one, we're gonna be seeing those skin tones, you know what I mean? And then we're gonna compare them to when I take a pro photo. I think that time I'm looking directly at the camera. Yeah, I am. Okay. All right. Pro photo. Now let's do pro video. All right. This is the first pro video on the rear camera. You know, again, pro video is the way to go when you're using these cameras on Samsung. We're going to see how their auto app, if it auto corrects my skin tones. If not, this is the option that I go with in order to do that. So let's check it out. All right, you guys. So that literally right there is me pulling up. Hold on, okay. So you guys can see I've done all of my recordings. I got my photos. The pro photos and pro video look really good on the screen. There's the auto stuff. Oh, definitely can see it different. The portrait, oh wow, like the cutout for portrait is really good. Okay, I can't wait to see these raw photos, and I can't wait to put these in my editing software so you guys can see what's going on. Portrait mode is looking really good. A little over sharpened for my liking. And I gotta see what the skin tones are gonna be like. You know, I already know, but cause I can see in comparison to when I go to pro mode. The rear camera though this year, this 50 megapixel camera is pretty nice. Again, we've used this camera before in the past. It's a nice camera. It's more about the camera software improving. And outside of that, no difference in battery. So we got to see how this newer chip is even more optimized as far as battery life goes. It's just optimizing, you know, fine tuning what you already got and making it better, which I'm not opposed to. Obviously, these screens are immaculate and beautiful as ever. Let me pull up an HDR video really quick. You guys get the picture, right? If I put this right here, you guys see the picture, right? You guys see the quality. Really, really good. Looks so great. Now, some people may be wondering about the crease. The crease is there. It's always there. But when you're watching stuff like this, you don't even notice it. And that's the beauty about the foldable devices. You can feel it. It's better. It has improved, I can tell. But when the light hits it, like when I lay it down like that, I can see it. But man, one of the best smartphone screens always come out of Samsung. So their AMOLED panels never disappoint. Colors look great. Another thing I want to tell you guys about screen quality, as you guys can see, this is HDR. This is really good screen quality, really good colors. And since it pulled from my settings, right? If I go into the screen settings, right? And I go to my screen mode, as you guys can see, I have it set to natural. A lot of times it ships on vivid. To me, natural is the most color accurate. It is the color accurate profile. Vivid adds it adds on more like color. You can adjust how much vividness you want, but I'm all about natural. And that's how you get the more color accurate performance out of this thing. That's how the quality of your visuals are always gonna be top tier, in my opinion. Yeah, when the angle is on you and you're not at an off angle, you will not see the crease at all. My goodness, look at that color pop on that bird, the accuracy. Woo, man. See, that's the thing about foldables. Now notice, when I was watching, which way is my device turned? This is what I'm talking about. Orientation. Of course, yes, I can flip it, but I'm not consuming media like this. I'm always gonna go here, and this is where you get that expanding outer screen. Honestly, if they took the Z Fold and folded it this way, you know what I mean? And then even with that shorter height but wider body, kind of like the Pixel Fold, trust me, it would be the one, in my opinion. And you would still have one-handed access. It would not be crazy. That might be the solution. That might be the fix. Nevertheless, first impressions are positive with the Z Fold 6. Again, my gripe overall is like from the Z Fold 5 to the Z Fold 4 to the Z Fold 6, there are hardware design improvements. Again, I showed you guys how flat and sleek this design is. It is the better design out of the three, no question. But, when you just look at the evolution or lack thereof, the innovation is very small in comparison to the predecessors. That's basically what I'm getting at. Yeah, you got internal changes. Yes, you got Galaxy AI and stuff like that. But from hardware improvements outside of it getting flatter, and it maybe having, possibly more durability to it, design-wise, I just think that they're not taking as many risks design-wise, which is understood because, it's a business and, with risk comes great reward, but also can come great loss. So that's just my thing with the Z Fold 6. It's not enough risk being taken. There's rumors of them trying or possibly coming out with another Z Fold 6 version, which adheres to the things that I'm speaking on or that I'm requesting and that a lot of you are requesting. So we'll see if that manifests itself. But until then, this is all we have to look at, which is the Z Fold 6. And honestly, if this is your first Z Fold, first foldable device, this thing is fire. These are just amazing. So definitely gets the stamp of approval in that sense. If you're looking to come from somewhere else to experience something new, like current technology, this is it at its finest. It has been developed to a great point right here. And this is a good time to get into it. All in all, this is a solid Z Fold. So you already know, long-term review update coming. Gonna use it, gonna drill on it, gonna beat it up, gonna run it through its true paces. I got all these things connected. I'm gonna be draining battery. I'm gonna be really putting it, through its pace. My full-on Apple user switches to Samsung ecosystem. Video is going to be coming eventually, but until then, updates on the Z Fold individually coming. Update or videos for the Buds 3 Pro will be live, and individual video updates and verses for the Galaxy Watch Ultra is coming and will be live, as well as comparisons with the Z Fold 6 with other manufacturers and everything, all coming live. So that's why you hit subscribe and you turned on the bell just now, right? Do it now. I'm serious. All right, you are one.
Never switch on the homies in the day ones. They didn't want to open doors.
Nah, but on a real note, again, when the review comes, I'm probably gonna give, Samsung a couple just encouragements. But man, this is a great piece of hardware. This thing is really impressive. I am impressed. I've said what I've said, and good job.
So we made some. Take a bow on these haters like I'm Trey Young. That direct deposit hitting like a bass drum. Incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming, coming, coming, coming. Keep it incoming. Never switch on the that I came up with. No new friends with the same old clique.